Alright guys, this is Ice. I'm going to be casting a Zerg vs Protoss. As the yellow Protoss we have ROOTKiwikaki. As the blue Zerg we have EGIdra, EG for Evil Geniuses. And this game was one of the games from the IGN Pro League. Actually this was the Grand Finals. I'm not going to say who won. So if you want to watch that, you can go check it out. Now if you watch this video, you can subscribe, like see how my next video comes out. If you don't like it, you can unsubscribe, or not, you can just keep watching. So anyhow, this is a GSL map, I think. I'm not sure. And the little supply depot here at the bottom is to prevent contains, I think, because they became a problem on the map. So anyhow, ROOTKiwikaki gonna be scouting around the map, trying to find where IceColdStarcraft is, and you can see the bottom of every ramp has that little supply depot. So obviously there's no Zerg cheese going to be happening here, because there's no spawning pool and he's at 15 supply. IceColdStarcraft likes to play a macro game, so we may see him going for an early hatchery right down here. Would not be surprised about that. But this drone may either be scouting or he may be coming to build a hatchery. There's the hatchery. And Kiwikaki got there just a couple seconds late, so he couldn't block the hatchery. And IceColdStarcraft gonna be throwing down the spawning pool in a couple of seconds, I assume. There it is. Pro gonna be seeing that IceColdStarcraft has gotten exactly what he wanted, because Kiwikaki got there a bit late. So placing a pylon over here by the steam, and you can't see the other side of the steam. So by air you could surprise the opponent unless they have a building there for view. Just a little battle going on here between the probe and drone. Probe looks like he's going to run back to his base now. Simulator up as standard for Kiwikaki. Gateway and cybernetic score, as we almost always see in, well, for all Protoss, and the extractor coming up here for IGIdra. So maybe seeing some roaches or banelings, something like that. Maybe just getting that for roach speed and lair, the lair upgrade from the hatchery, and see where it goes from there. So Zealot coming out, and its rally point is set to right down here. Looks like he just changed the rally point, but he's going to be bringing that Zealot down here, see if he can do any to kind of harass. Although I think by the time he gets here, 2 queens will be out, and there are 4 Zerglings on the field. Probably just going to be scouting with those, sending them in 2 different directions. As IGIdra, I don't think he knows exactly where the base is, and his name is pronounced IGIdra, it is not IceColdStarcraft. Anyhow, so this Zergling is going to be running away from that Zealot. Queen is down here and can get back up from that queen, so I don't think the Zealot is going to do a significant amount of damage, especially with these 4 Zerglings right here. A Stalker, although, and this is quite common, a Zealot Stalker push. Not too uncommon. I don't think I'm just going to be careless enough to let that overlord go down. I'm just trying to get the surround there, very nice surround, running past the Stalker and getting it, so I wouldn't be able to kite the Zerglings, and kiting of course is walking and shooting so that you don't get hit by a melee unit, and that's how it is going to go down. Although most Zerglings are low life, although that's not going to matter, as they will regenerate, and he probably is not going to use them for fighting. Kiwikaki may be going for a Nexus. You can see, yeah, he had a high mineral build up there. So he knows IceColdStarcraft got what he wanted in the macro game, so he's going to go for a Nexus of his own, and we'll see where that takes him. IceColdStarcraft does not really want to push out early, so I don't think the Nexus will be under a severe amount of stress. Just that warp gate technology finishing, 3 gate into expand. That is a fairly standard common build with 3 gate expand. These Zerglings here, just going to be seeing what the unit composition is. Let me switch to Kiwikaki with you, see exactly what he's doing. 3 sentries there for defensive force field purposes, and some more sentries walking in there. I'll see what Idra's doing. Just scouting with the Zerglings and keeping his macro up, I see another base on the map. There we go. So he knows that Kiwikaki is going for a Nexus, and so he needs to be one base ahead. Zerglings need to be one base ahead of a Protoss or Terran opponent. And you can see I pull out the production tab here. So he is getting a lair, and that'll allow him to choose the tech tree he wants, and the Zergling speed has finished. A lot of sentries here. Probably going to be defensive for those though. I would not expect to push at this point. Robotics facility, maybe seeing an observer, maybe some immortals if IceIdra decides to go for roaches. Or we may see Colossi very soon or very late in the game. Hallucination coming up, the upgrade hallucination for Kiwikaki, so probably going to be using that to scout in the form of a hallucinated phoenix. Meanwhile, both Kiwikaki just macroing up here, getting up a second assimilator, probably going to push out soon afterwards. There's the forge. So we're probably going to be seeing another expansion there, as this is a pretty easily defendable location by ground. It only has one Vespene Gazer. It is rich though, so it'll provide twice the amount of Vespene as a normal geyser. Sorry. Hydra now getting the extractor on that rich Vespene. And the evolution chamber here, getting missile upgrades, and you see some roaches on the way. Also pathogen glands and eventual sacs, so we're probably going to be seeing some drops going around, possibly in the mineral line or something like that. Just some roaches, a Hydralisk down though coming up for Idra in anticipation of air, or maybe he saw the Phoenix and is getting it in response to that. Although it is a hallucinated Phoenix, so it does not do damage. And it may go down from that plane. There's the Overlord just dropping creep, connecting the two bases together to allow rapid transport of units between the bases, and there's some Zerglings in the middle of the map here. And there's an Immortal. Those are extremely good against roaches. They are the direct counter for roaches. Another Nexus, just as I suspected. Although another hatchery going up here for Idra. Phoenix moving across the map again. Gonna see how Idra has diversified his tech. Neither player is looking to move out, as Idra is just getting his expansion, and Kiwikaki is just finishing up his Nexus. So it is 3 base against 2 base for now. Soon to be 4 base against 3 base. Here's the Hydralisk upgrade. Ground weapons upgrade for Kiwikaki. Meanwhile, the robotics bay coming up, so we will be seeing Colossi. A good choice against most infantry units. And there's some roaches loading up into the Overlord. It's going to be properly dropped into the mineral line. More Overlords coming for a drop here. I'll see where that'll take them. This actually just finishing. Probably going to be coming around here. Although there are some cannons, I think they will not be that effective against 8 roaches. And this hallucinated Phoenix isn't going to be doing any damage, although Kiwikaki knows it's there. But another drop coming around the side here, so probably going to be seeing some double drop action. There is a good, fairly sizable force in here though, and 2 cannons. Don't think that's going to be very effective. So Idra may be going for a drop over here, as these Overlords just chilling over here. Some roaches on the ground near to the entrance of Kiwikaki's base. Just keeping an eye on these roaches. And here's the extended thermal lance upgrade for the Colossi, which increase their range. Without it, they are not as effective. Oh, and 2 drops coming in at the same time. We'll have to keep an eye. Those roaches looks like it's going to go down. I'm loading back up the roaches into the overlords and moving away, as you see here. So Idra lost a couple of roaches. Not sure how much damage she did there. Let me pull up the units lost tab. You can see Idra lost a lot more than Kiwikaki so far. 20. Although the roaches only cost 1 supply, so not that much of a waste. And you can see Idra's economy is significantly ahead for now, but he is a Zerg and that's what he needs. Idra APM much higher, as I would expect from that double drop. I'm trying to deny this Nexus here. So does not want to play squad ace against squad ace, although another hatchery coming up for Idra right now. And here's the Colossi. With the range upgrade finished, and nice squad fields, isolating these there, totally taken out. Hatchery here you can see coming up. Idra, don't think he can deal with this now. He's probably going to start producing offensive units, and you can see a Corruptor coming up to deal with that Colossi. So he's finished dealing it. And with all of this income, he can probably remax very quickly, because he was almost maxed before his battle. Up here, 178, 176, supply dropping. More forces streaming in for Idra. And it looks like Kiwikaki is going to be pushed back just barely with the high DPS of these stalkers, and the roaches tanking in front, as the Hydras do not have a very high base health, but the roaches at the front going to be very good. All those stalkers should push away this force. The Corruptor going to be attacking that north side, and may go down. Focus firing that. Some more roaches streaming. Don't think it's going to be enough to take this force out with that Colossi. IceColdStarcraft fires it, and you can see a lot of units working in there. So he has a lot of warp gates, with more units still coming in for Idra. He needs to bring in some more though. These are a lot of stalkers, and it's going to be pretty close. The stalkers are moving back though, and it looks like this Nexus is going to be taken out, although Kiwikaki does not want that. Still trying to push him prod in here, although not going to happen.